morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee and our special bonus, our bonus Tommy here. We have a guest today here, Tommy. I don't know if you want to wave at the people.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Our British
the
man.
wave.
Yeah, the Queen. Yes, the Queen at his manor. And we are here with our general news stories from the weekend and beyond. And also, my dad's here too. He's here too. Yeah, our bonus Tommy. This is the first and only international game show, Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up our stories right before the show started. We haven't had any caffeine, or we just got caffeine in our bodies, I should say. And we're learning to speak and read live on stream. Let's get into those Mucking Fonday headlines and spin that segue wheel. That's the game show part, the segue wheel.
Yeah.
Today on Mucking Fonday. Already lost my stories. Where'd they go? There they are. The daughter of former Uzbekistan president faces Swiss trial, and court classifies border controls with Luxembourg and Germany as unlawful. And Dad?
From the U.S., King Charles is going to visit this hemisphere. What's going to happen here after he's done with Donnie?
And then your headline, Tommy?
Green Party leader Zack Plansky has announced that he wants a 10-to-1 pay ratio where the highest paid person in a company could earn no more than 10 times whoever is on the lowest wage.
And then in my culture news, we're gonna let it linger. What Irish band, the Cranberries, continues to captivate new generations. Did you have a second story, Tommy? I forgot to ask.
No, I don't.
Well, you can look up
any.
one. You can look one up if you want. Just whatever. Literally local news, anything, and he'll have his own.
Oh, that would be a good
story
idea.
here.
Local news.
Yeah, something local.
Let me look
And then, of course,
something
we'll
up,
have
local news.
Roger with some on the stain history after that.
And it's national. Are you cutting to me yet? Because it's National Tell a Story. I told 2 stories before I even started today. So it's April 27th, 2026 on Before Coffee. Started.
No, we should be lucky that we even started the show at all at this point.
Yeah, I'm lucky I breathe at this point.
Tommy's like, I must look up a story. Okay, we're gonna roll a segue wheel. And you both have to do this segue, I guess, since it's both. Oh no, maybe actually you'll just have to do the segue, Dad, and then Tommy will have to do the segue.
I'll do the
after
segue.
the
Yeah,
story.
yeah. It'll speed. Yeah. I'll do the segue.
But
And you
next
can
has
do
to
the
do the segue. Roll the segue
Right.
wheel.
Hey.
Not too local, Tommy.
your
Don't
story
dock
about?
yourself for the 4th time, babes. Z says, or sorry, Gandhi says.
Yeah, don't dox yourself.
Gandhi's at work, sad face. Our first segue is going to be, did it tell me what it was? Non sequitur, so literally anything. Talk about another story, another travel story or something. Alright, let me find a play. Activate music. There we go, okay. My first story, I have 2 stories here. They're both mostly really short, so we'll cover my first story here from Jamie Keaton on AP News, coming out of Geneva. The daughter of a former president of Uzbekistan was facing a trial in absentia starting today on the 27th of April in Switzerland in connection with an alleged bribery and money laundering involving assets worth hundreds of millions of dollars. We love politicians and their families using their positions to make money. Gulnara Karimova, the daughter of former President Islam Karimov, is behind bars in Uzbekistan as the trial opens in a Swiss federal criminal court in the southern city of Belizona. It is set to run until May 22nd. Swiss prosecutors say Karimova developed and ran a crime ring known as The Office. Wow. Our reality is basically a movie that involved several dozen people
Clever
and
name.
multiple companies She is accused of depositing hundreds and millions of dollars worth of funds of criminal origin in Switzerland and abroad, and arranging for safe deposit boxes for the deposit of cash, jewelry, and other valuables of criminal origin, the prosecutors said. George Manjet, one of her defense lawyers, said in a email that Karimova was being prevented from leaving the prison colony where she is being detained in Uzbekistan to attend the trial. We will seek the full and complete acquittal of Gulnara Karimova, he said. Based on what grounds? Well, she was just a little girl when she decided to do that. Uzbek news outlet Dronbo described Karimova's presence in the Swiss courtroom as virtually impossible, as the 53-year-old, just a little girl, was already serving her sentence in Uzbekistan. But I guess she's also going to criminal court in Switzerland, so that's a different rate. She's already serving her sentence. She's already been found guilty in her country, but they're like, we also want you to be guilty in our country too.
Yeah.
They said that Karimova has been moved to a women's penal colony in Uzbekistan's Zangezurta region on the outskirts of the capital Tashkent in early 25. Karimova was indicted in 3 years ago in Switzerland, along with a former director general of the Uzbek subsidiary of a Russian telecommunications. Oh, they're working with Russia too. Lovely. For crimes allegedly committed between 2005 and 2013. That was during her father's tenure. She was using his position and power to make money. He led the Central Asian country for over a quarter century. What? My brain can't even comprehend that. Until his death in 2016, Karimova has previously worked in Geneva in connection with the United Nations and benefited from diplomatic immunity. Not anymore, buddy. Karimova has faced a series of trials after a first conviction in Uzbekistan 8 years ago. They're serving a only 13 year for organizing a criminal group, extortion, and embezzlement. In 24 November, Swiss prosecutors announced the indictment of the Swiss private bank Lombard Odier and one of its former employees on allegations that they had a decisive role in money laundering in the case. What did you want to say? Sorry.
I wouldn't say anything.
Oh, okay, because that's the end story.
Me? Oh, yeah, that's it. My non sequitur. China recently executed some bankers for money laundering, so I want to point that out.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
Another non sequitur. That seems like a solution to me. I mean, I'm not pro-China by any means, but I'm just like, yeah, that takes care of the problem, don't it? Hey, you want to money launder? Yeah, I hope it was worth it. And the other one that we did was I did a list about the most expensive places to live in Switzerland at like 5 cities.
20 cities.
I just lumped them all in one. Right. It's because these bankers, I don't think money comes from. You give us 30 million, we give you 20 million. Nobody cares what happened to that 10 million. It just disappeared into thin air. It's in a banker's, it's fifth yacht. That fifth yacht needs a crew. You can't just have a yacht without a crew. So yeah, that's why Switzerland. Boycott Switzerland at every chance. I don't like the fact that they let money launderers get away with this crap.
And they made money from the Nazis too. No one ever talks about that.
Yeah, melted down teeth. Yeah.
Okay, my next story is coming out of Luxembourg and Germany, in which they had a illegal border control, basically, according to this court. Anyways, it's from Die Zeit.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Die Zeit by, I don't know, I guess not by nobody. Nobody wrote this story. This is the Koblenz Administrative Court has declared that the internal border patrols at the Luxembourg-German border between March and September of 25 were unlawful. So last year, the Federal Republic of Germany had, among other things, failed to demonstrate that the perceived threat posed by a high number of unauthorized migration movement was a sudden development, the court said. Yeah, we better stop those Luxembourg people from coming into Germany. They might bring their money. Luxembourg is a very rich country, by the way. So rich they give free public transport to the entire country. You can go on a train without getting a ticket. So, yeah. Whatever, buddy. A consistent migration pattern over a longer period is not sufficient justification to just control for current unforeseeable development and appeal to the higher administrative court of Rhineland-Palatinate is possible. So what they're saying here is they always, for since the beginning of time, probably since Luxembourg, I've seen a certain amount of migration during certain times. Okay? And since it's not unforeseeable, because they can predict it's happening, you cannot put a border up as an emergency, emergency migration control. It's not an emergency because you know that migration's been happening for decades, probably. So that's why it's illegal. The administrative court thus ruled in favor of a private plaintiff who, in June 25, was subjected to a suspicious identity check by a federal police officer at the border between Luxembourg and Saarland, as reported by the Saarland Broadcasting Corporation (SR). The plaintiff is a law professor who was checked on his way back to Saarland after attending a ceremony commemorating 40 years of the Schengen Agreement. How ironic. Let's celebrate open borders by me being stuck in border control. I'm stuck in border control after celebrating 40 years of not having to have borders. The threat is not based on a sound factual basis. A few days later, according to the court, he filed a lawsuit. In his view, the border controls violated the Schengen Border Code, which he just celebrated, because the Federal Republic of Germany had not sufficiently justified their reintroduction and extension of their border. He's already been checked several times, expected to be again in the future, as he frequently travels to Luxembourg for work. Like, dude, where's my I work here visa or some shit? Like, what do I need to be checked every time? I fucking work in Luxembourg. I'm gonna be in Luxembourg, okay? Typically, the lawsuit concerned border controls between Luxembourg and Saarland, and according to SR, the lawsuit was directed against the Koblenz Federal Police, whose jurisdiction also includes Saarland. So, the court argued that Article 25 of the Schengen Borders Code allows a member state to reintroduce or extend external border controls. However, this requires a serious threat, not some lawyer who's celebrating the Schengen zone, to public order or internal security in that member state. This could be the case, for example, if authorities were overwhelmed by a sudden large influx of migrants, which did not happen in this case. The court found that the Federal Republic of Germany had not based its assessment of such threat on a sound factual basics. So, close the border, or open the border, I guess? Reopen the border, close the control, celebrate EU Schengen area, thank you. That's the end of my story.
The end of the story. Did you know the ruler? Did you mention the ruler of Luxembourg? The Grand
Do they have
Duke?
a ruler? No.
Yeah, they don't have
the
a
Grand
king.
Duke.
They have a Grand Duke Guillaume, Guillaume, the fifth. Anyway, they got an aristocrat. Right.
Some dukedom. I think Luxembourg was originally a duchy, so.
Yeah, I'd like to live in Luxembourg. And my non sequitur, did you also know it was once part of the Bohemian kingdom? Like the Bohemian.
Of course, yeah.
Right. Yeah. The kings of Bohemia. And of course, I went, is this the real life or is it just fantasy? Why are you not just letting people go to their jobs? They're here every day. Idiots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
Rich
weird.
people piss me off. I'd like to live in Luxembourg. It seems like there's no crime because you get out of line, you disappear somewhere. I don't know.
Very rich to live in Luxembourg, though. The housing prices
right?
is crazy. We did this when we were in Luxembourg 3 years ago at this point, right? Almost 3 years ago. We did a story about how people who lived in Luxembourg their entire life had to move out because they couldn't afford to live there anymore. So it's really sad. Like people from Luxembourg have to move out of their own country. So expensive.
It's on that list. It's a tax haven. That means rich people tax haven, not you and me tax haven. You and me can't afford to live there. We'd have to migrate. We have to commute on a train every day, which is, and get harassed by morons who think that, hey, let's control every situation all the time, which is fascism.
He says he's nervous about what's going to happen with inflation and housing because of the stupid war in Iran in the U.S.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's going to be the worst oil crisis in history.
We're all screwed, basically.
Well, at least China is at least building electric vehicles, but then they're communists and they're just going to take anything they want, anytime they want it. It's just a terrible place.
They're not really communists.
I'd like to visit.
An idea
they're
mostly capitalized.
But they're not. Yeah, there's no private property, is what I'm saying. There is no private property. You can't own anything. If you own a car, they can just take it. Bye. So that's communism. You have no private property. That's the worst part about communism. You can't own shit. Government just takes your shit and says, hey, you're a farmer now. You're a farmer. Hey, what's that? That's the application it's been. That's been the application in China of communism. And that's what it's been. You know,
He says people don't realize how bad it is because the actual repercussions aren't going to hit fully until months from now, and that is definitely a problem with a lot of people. We do like to focus on our current present moment, and then a lot of us don't think about what could be happening in 6 months from now.
But you watch
I don't know
when
who
it
owns
does.
the media. Sorry.
Does it when it does? Sorry, when it does happen, they will. People will be so blinded by it. The government will say we'll come up with another excuse for why it's happening, and they won't realise it's the Iran war. That's my theory. I could be wrong.
At some point, governments only function to keep themselves in power, and that's always. This is why we got rid of kings. You know, I mean,
can we get rid of ours?
We gotta marry my daughter to that person over there that's even related to him, because we want to keep it repower. First cousins, and they have kids with 4 eyes, and I wonder what that hemophilia. What's that? All of this garbage, like. Why do we got to be an aristocracy all the time? Anyway, whose story's next? Sorry, I did my notes there.
Your story is next, and it reminds me of a song. So remind me of a song.
Okay, reminds you of a song. If you got it there, this shouldn't be too hard. This is from CBC, which is Canadian Broadcasting. So we're not going with American news agencies because I don't trust most of them. How will King Charles... Well, I was saying, who owns the media in England besides Rupert Murdoch? Here it's Rupert Murdoch and a bunch of, Rupert Murdoch, Jeff Bezos.
Billionaires, yeah.
And they all get their news from Twitter anyway. So might as well just be Elon Musk. How will King Charles' state visit to U.S. unfold? This is from Janet Davidson. We're going to try to cut this down, but it's my only really long read of the day. There was a private tea and a garden party. There'll be 2 highly scrutinized speeches, one a state dinner and one of the U.S. Congress. Hello, turn your brother over to the U.S. Congress and see what they do. I hope the Republicans have to act instead. They'll have to act, right? You know what, Andrew? You know what's nice this time of the year? The Potomac. And after King Charles, Queen Camilla is, of course, coming along. Has she ever been to the United States? I mean, I know Diana was here a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, on their 4-day U.S. state visit that begins Monday, there will be a chance for them to focus on the interests and causes that often devote time to, even as the trip garners significant attention for the broader circumstances surrounding it. If the circumstances are relatively ordinary ones, there would be a lot of focus on engagements, which, of course, it was what do they call a 250-year thing? It's
it's our anniversary or whatever. Centennial?
I've lost interest in it. Having Trump as president
quarter millennial, I guess? Quarter millennial celebrations?
It's not sequestennial, it's something else. It's something Latin, probably.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the story. If the circumstances are blah, 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 blah. This is the opinion of this author in Toronto, Carolyn Harris. She's the one that's saying this would ordinarily be a very, very big visit, but now the ones are more formal, less so any of the personalities of the people involved, or lack of personality in the case of our occupant of the White House. But the current circumstances can hardly be considered ordinary. Relations are strained between the U.S. and the U.K. right now for, U.S. and everybody right now, except Russia.
Semi-quincentennial, Almond says, by the way. It's a semi-quincentennial. There you go.
Yeah. Quincentennial. Yeah, I love it, man. A nice big long word with a Q in it. Wake of the repeated and pointed criticism of Trump and directed towards Britain and its Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. I don't know how I feel like that. I just feel like they just reshuffled the deck a lot there.
Yeah.
Pick a leader every once in a while.
Yeah.
I wish we could do that, but then again, we're so fickle. We do it every week, right? We do it at the House. Look at the House of Representatives. House of Representatives took them like a month to pick the idiot they chose because nobody wanted the job. They had that expression, it's like herding cats, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. The trip, Charles is first to the U.S. as monarch, but it's the 19th of countries overall. It's billed as a chance to mark the 250th anniversary of American independence. How many times Andrew made it to the U.S.? And Epstein Island is part of the United States. It's one of the Virgin Islands.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot, right? A lot. I've been by Epstein Island. I know exactly where it is. It's called Little St. James, a tiny little island in the Virgin Islands between St. John and St. Thomas. And I used to take ferry rides between there all the time. Not to Epstein Island, to work on St. John because they don't have an airport. Anywho, the visit will be an opportunity to recognize the shared history of our two nations. This is from Buckingham Palace statement, by the way. The breadth in the economic, security, and cultural relationships has developed since then, and the deep people-to-people connections with unite communities. Woohoo! Yeah, hopefully some of that goes on in between the charade with Trump, because nobody likes that guy. And again, Charles, take a deep breath, right? When you're walking up to meet Trump, sucking all that clean, unspoiled air you can find, because he's going to lay one down while you're talking to him. Just letting you know. Because I've heard a lot of Trump just shitting his pants. Nobody can, yep, there he goes.
Again.
Like a dog. Right. Like a friggin', like he should be under care in a hospital. Here's a look in what is expected to unfold. The visit ends Thursday, and King Charles heads to Bermuda, and first visit as monarch to the British overseas territory. Let's go over this crap. Let's see. Arrival. They arrived Monday on a plane.
Which is now probably already.
Yeah, they had to tell us it was directly from the UK. What's that?
They've probably already arrived, and they're probably already sitting in their hotel rooms or whatever, hell, eating dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's live on TV if they're arriving, right? They're going to gain some time, right? Given this direction. They're going to leave at 4 o'clock and get her at 4 o'clock or something like that. There are precedents for that direct flight, Harris noted, but a member of the royal family making an American visit has often been arrived there following Canada. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay, I got it. But again, Canada, you took Canada, and they don't want Trump to tweet because he might hurt his feelings. Everybody's so mad because Trump tweeted it, and I'm like getting back to what everybody's just keeps worrying about for some reason. He says crazy shit. Wow, that's been happening for 10 years, and you keep reporting it. This is already a very delicate diplomatic mission, simply because the United Kingdom's interests, without the dual nature of the King's role as the King of Canada and the King of the United Kingdom. Is he still the King of Canada? I guess he's still in their money. He's on their money. And I did ask him when the Queen dies, back before the Queen dies, I said, when the Queen dies, is the King going to go on your Canadian money? So apparently, I guess. Anyway, that's my quick story. They're going to visit a bunch of people. They're going to do a bunch of formal crap. They're going to inspect the troops. That ought to be fun, inspecting the troops, that kind of stuff. Let's see. Here's a picture of the Epstein files. You want to get to that?
Maybe they can sneak it away in his briefcase. Everyone will love him then. Freaking Charles!
Who isn't on the itinerary? We'll get to that part.
Charles,
one more little second here.
Got the files, and he smuggles them to the UK and releases them, and then everyone will be like, "We love you. You're a hero."
Yeah. Well, let's do one last little segment. It says, "Who isn't on the itinerary? Attention prior to the visit. Also focused on what Charles is not likely to see while he's in the U.S. His younger son, Prince Harry." Oh shit! Okay. Why not? You don't like your kid, who has strained relationship with his father and lives in California. I thought he lived in Canada. He doesn't live in Canada? Dang.
Vancouver's right there. No, not Toronto. Right there. Is it Vancouver or Toronto on the west coast?
Vancouver, but that's thousands of miles from California. About 1,000 miles from California. That's north of it. You got to go through Oregon, Washington, Northern California. And he's sure as hell to live in Humboldt County. If you lived in California, it's probably San Francisco, or you know what? Maybe he lives in that big palace, that the Hearst Castle out there. Maybe he lives there. That'd be perfect.
Just like home.
No, I'm serious. He could buy it. He can buy it. Sell some freaking royal property. He must own something. The late convicted sex. Oh, sorry. let's get back to the Epstein nonsense. Well, let's get to the bottom of the Epstein. The late convicted sex offender's friendship with former Prince Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has been at the heart of the scandal swirling around King Charles' younger brother. If Prince Harry and Meghan were invited to the state dinner, for instance, the press would completely focus on Harry and Meghan, their interactions with King Charles and Queen Camilla, and it would take focus the relationship in the United States, said Harris. Who's Harris? I don't know. Probably some spokesman.
They met in private somewhere, maybe. On a voice call.
Royal family being shitty to each other. There's news. That never happens. Yeah. Anyway, Democratic Rep Ro Khanna had called on Charles to meet privately with survivors of Epstein, but it's widely reported that it isn't on the itinerary. That would be a few challenges in arranging a meeting of that kind, Harris has said. No, I don't think it would. No, I don't think it would. Of course, now we know the Secret Service is either complicit in another fucking, a guy at a hotel not being... I wouldn't trust the Secret Service to protect the king, quite frankly. I hope he's got good security. Because I'm just saying, okay, you got
You
security.
definitely should bring your own security as a world leader or whatever. Definitely. I don't know why you'd rely on other countries.
Nobody was fired over that last faked assassination attempt, so nothing's gonna happen apparently. So hey, whatever. We can't account for hotel guests. What are we doing? Protecting the president? Nah, that was great.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, sorry. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Tommy, did that remind you of any songs? You were supposed to be doing the segue.
Oh, was I?
It was like, oh shit, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. No.
Any songs about friendship or the British royal family, maybe? Famous song about
Charlie.
Queens.
I know a song about the royal family, but I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to say it.
You can say anything you want here. You can say that. You can say cunt if you want.
We fired our censor. Our censor kept calling me a cocksucker, so I had to fire him. Anyway, go ahead.
Funny you say that, because there is actually a band called The Cunts, and they have a song called Scrap the Monarchy, which is one of my favourite songs.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's what the song is.
Could you do a verse? Is it?
Give us a line. Look it up on
of
Genius Lyrics. Yeah, some.
Okay, yeah, let me look it up then.
Finally, I can make Tommy do karaoke.
I have an idea for a mic drop, so I'll be doing that here.
Perfect. You have plenty of time. You're basically done till this day in history.
I'm done.
What's your favorite part, your favorite verse to scream when it comes on?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite verse?
There has to be a good line in there somewhere.
The coronation seems a good occasion to discuss why one family live in palaces all subsidised by us, while folks rely on food banks, and we're supposed to rejoice as a crown is chauffeured round in a custom-made Rolls Royce. It's time for this to stop. Let's give the royals the chop. And that's how it's sung as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm clapping.
I was going to say,
scrap the monarchy.
The song reminds me of course, is this basically the same thing. God Save the Queen, except there's no queen, right? God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols, which they sang during her 25th, whatever, got arrested on the Thames.
Yeah.
One of the greatest
played that as a mic drop,
moments
actually.
of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll our wheel.
God Save the Queen.
Wait, who's after? It's Tommy's story next, so I will do the segue.
Right.
Segue wheel is rolling. Rolling segue wheel song. It is going to be some sarcasm. I'm going to be sarcastic about Tommy's story, so take it away. Our guest, our first official, our UK correspondent, Tommy G Live. That's what your name is.
Hello.
Hello.
So UK Green Party leader Zack Plansky unveiled a bold new policy as part of his local election campaign a few weeks ago. He wants to enforce a 10-to-1 pay ratio for all employees of UK firms, meaning no executive could be paid more than 10 times the lowest worker on the shop, factory, or trading floor. The Greens say this will help increase wages for those on low incomes while limiting the salaries of high-paid executives.
Hell yeah.
It sounds wonderful in theory, but how could it actually work in practice? So to understand how it works, so Tesco, which is one of the supermarkets in the UK, they pay the store assistant £13.35 an hour, which is £26,000 a year.
Not enough.
While no, it's not. The CEO takes home $9 million a year. Under Plansky's 10-to-1 rule, if the lowest payer earns $26,000, the boss's cap would be $260,000, which is still enough to live on.
Definitely. That's crazy.
That's it.
That's the end of the story. Oh my god, I brought the tears.
I find
$9 million.
I find myself with extra money, I tend to give it away to like waitresses and stuff when they eat out.
Yeah.
It's like like a lot of times I get per diem money, just a few extra dollars. I see some bum and give it to them. Here's $20.
Yeah.
Whatever. Rich people are a different breed, man. They feel like they gotta have every nickel that's laying around out there.
And that's his actual income he makes. Like the income he makes every year is $9 million. At least in his taxes.
Million.
He could be making way more because he could be doing stuff to tax dodge, but that's crazy.
And what annoys me
imagine waking up, looking at my bank account and being like, $9 million.
What annoys me even more is when sorry, you go first.
No, you talk over
business schools too. Business schools get that. Business schools get this thing where they just get this, channel these. They're all stock bankers. That's all these rich people are. None of these CEOs ever did anything in their life. You trade stocks and get to the top.
Definitely not doing anything for Tesco.
That's all they've ever done.
No.
Yeah. What have they done? You ask them to work in their car, they go, I got a mechanic. They don't know nothing. They're just, again, the rich people in the forest. I'm back to that. Sorry, I'm done interrupting.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say what annoys me even more is when things like, for example, the Iran war, going back to the Iran war, when food will go up in price because of that, why can't they just take the money off
rich people's
what
money,
the CEO earns instead of putting it on the shopper?
It just annoys me. Pay for it.
Yeah, consumer.
Well, they didn't go to all that trouble of rigging the system so they could give it up overnight. You got to take it from them. That's what the French learned 240 years ago.
Revolution.
Yeah, I'm saying guillotines are just so efficient.
Oiled up and ready.
So efficient. No muss, no fuss, no blade sharpening nonsense. Just put a new blade in that bitch and just... If it don't go through, add more weight. Drop it from a higher spot.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Yeah. Let's see what momentum does to a head. I'm sorry. The bankers should be the first to go. I don't even want to see it. I just want to know what happened. I'm not into the gore. I just know they execute poor people all the time for no damn reason. And they just plain evidence to execute them. And they just, countries in this world, they just shoot poor people for being poor. And they starve you to death on purpose. So, yeah. Rich people suck. They have all the money, and there should be no starvation anywhere if they have all this. We have enough to feed everybody.
It's very I mean, back to Tommy's point, right? It is very interesting that as a business owner, right, you take the risk of, of your business. But for some reason, when you get in a certain level of wealth, you're no longer taking risk. You don't have the risk. It's none of your responsibility. It's everyone else's responsibility now. Your risk.
Exactly.
And not yours as the business owner. It's very bizarre.
Once you get enough riches and once you get enough power, you realize you can destabilize governments just by buying politicians and plundering destabilize a country and plunder their resources. And while nobody's looking, and what your stock options get more and more and more. Again, they don't serve any purpose. I'm not saying rich people don't serve its purpose, but billionaires don't serve a purpose. I don't care. Exactly. I don't care if you got $1 million. If you're a meritocracy, fine. But if you're just a CEO of a company that's failing and all you did for that company was make their stock worth more by acquiring another company that's failing, laying everybody off, and replacing them with AI and look at that,
and
my
robots.
company's worth more now. All those people are looking for work.
Yeah, there's a bunch of unemployed people.
Buy off the and you buy them off. Another key step: buy them off the pension plan they're on, because that's another thing that's going to come back later, right? You're going to keep paying them out of it. Yeah, let's buy them off the pension plan. Get them off that, because a lot of them have that. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, eat the rich. Long story short. Eat the rich.
Yep.
Sarcasm is... My sarcasm is...
Not meant for vegans. Feed them to the alligators.
Unfortunately, you know,
right.
It's a great thing that the Green Party is offering, right? This is their plan for the future. But let's see if we can actually equate to votes. Because as we've seen with the big labor upheaval, right? It's just Tories light. Anyways, the Labour Party hasn't really... And I have given them the benefit of the doubt to be like, oh, well, they didn't have to undo, 12 years worth of Tory government Brexit bullshit. Well, but I don't know if instantly switching to the Green Party is going to also fix that, because then the Green Party will just be blamed for not fixing everything instantly as well. So
was Boris Johnson anything but a clown show? Because I never really caught on it. I understand he's super smart, but he just seemed like a clown show.
No, he just screwed the country over. It's just
And then there was Lettuce Lady. What was her name?
Liz Truss.
Liz Truss.
Lettuce Lady.
Lettuce.
Lasted longer.
That's okay. Just appoint somebody to blame and just leave. Just blame him. Just keep him there so you can blame him. That's what I say. Blame the guy at the top. He's got to be there to blame.
History.
That's got to be your. And I'm pretty sure prime minister is replaceable at the whim of the king anyway, right? Mm-hmm. The king can just, you know what? I can just tell 40 people to throw you out. Correct?
Technically, yes.
Doesn't he control the House of Lords? House of Lords, right? Do they control the prime minister?
Yeah, they're a parliamentary. House of
Commons, House of Lords.
He doesn't have any power anymore. So, but technically, it's all a gentleman's agreement. The parliament has a gentleman's agreement with the king. So if he decides to actually pull power, he could just say, all right, parliament's canceled. He could just shut it all down.
Yeah.
But he won't do that because there'll probably end up being a guillotine in the square. But
yeah, but this is what
parliamentarians themselves. Yeah.
I think they could just give a lot of their land back to the wilds of Scotland, because they do own too much land in Scotland.
Trust,
And I love the fact that we could just wander around Scotland and nobody could tell us to stay off their land. I love that. That's one of the things I love. What, the crown owns all that land, I guess?
No,
it's just crown land.
It's the general law of Scotland. They don't have land ownership laws like that. It's actually just like something they passed in their own parliament.
The guy we met at the commune there, he said, they might yell at you to get off their land because they might think you're stealing the cattle or sheep or whatever.
Yeah.
But you have just as much right to be there. They're tenants.
Yeah.
And we met a white guy with dreads. Remember that? Remember that? White guy with dreads? Those are his cattle.
Yeah.
Well, he was probably working the commune. Yeah. Scottish white guy with dreads. Yeah, that was a new one.
Okay, our next segue is a limerick, Tommy. So you're gonna have to write a limerick. And like I said, you can just.
Oh God.
Yeah, because you're gonna be.
Does it have to be related to anything? What's it got to be related to?
My story.
You don't have to. You don't have to do a limerick, but our closeout or mic drop is a limerick. So.
Okay.
You don't have to do a limerick. You can just.
You get a free spin.
That's true. You can get a free respin if you are a coward.
Yeah, I'll have a free spin.
Can't even read, Ian says.
Okay, man.
Oh, poor Tom. He can't read.
What was the man? What's the story about? I'll show you how easy it is. What's the story about?
My story is going to be about the Cranberries, the Irish band, the Cranberries.
What? Okay.
And how Gen Z is listening to them.
Perfect for a limerick.
Exactly. See, I thought it was I just wrote the wheel, but the wheel was on my side.
And what rhymes with zombie? Because that's their most famous song.
You're right there.
Yeah.
I told
There once
Tommy
was
he
a
can use
famous-
ChatGPT to write. I don't care as long as he performs a limerick.
Yeah.
I'll give
Literally
it a go.
re-rolled the limerick, Tommy. I'm not even joking. It rolled a limerick again. Oh no, sorry.
You
Accurate
have
metaphor
to,
and sentence.
you have to take them off the wheel as they spin. That's the only way this is gonna fix this. Take them off the wheel and just the rest of it is not in the wheel. Remember when we had the
You can try
squeal
for
of
the limerick,
fortune?
and if the limerick isn't good, Tommy, you can just do an accurate metaphor assembly, which is basically, this is just like this. Stop enabling him.
Try the limerick. I'll try the limerick.
It's actually my turn. It's actually my turn anyway because he just did a song,
he's going to be
so.
him. No, it's going to be me next, and then
I
he's going
haven't
to come
done
after
anything
me.
in this show.
I'm good
I
for
haven't
this.
done anything since
Anyway.
non sequitur.
Yeah,
Non sequitur.
because you're doing
And
less
he did
stories.
my story.
You're going to do his after his story. You're going to do another segue, so you'll have another segue. It's fine. We got this, guys. Okay, my next story, my culture news, I should say, is going to be about the Cranberries and how a lot of young people, at least people younger than me, are listening to the Cranberries and they can't stop. What does it mean? What does it say about our society? Something good, something bad? I don't know. It's from Your News Culture, probably by David Morgland. I expect, because he's always doing my culture stories. Oh, actually, it's Amber Louise Bryce on Your News Culture. The Irish band's song Linger, actually not Zombies, has become one of the most popular sounds on TikTok, with younger generations increasingly drawn to the nostalgic sound of the 90s hit. When Dolores O'Riordan was 17, she shared her first kiss with a man in the middle of a dance floor. How romantic. Inflated by the magic and drama of teenage hormones, it was a moment the late Irish singer-songwriter wished she could hold on to. This feeling inspired her to write what would become one of the Cranberries' biggest hits in 1993. I wasn't even born yet. Until then, I'd always thought putting tongues in mouths was disgusting. But when he gave me my first proper kiss, I did indeed have to let it linger. She said in an interview with the Irish Times. I couldn't wait to see him again, but at the next disco, he walked straight past me and asked my friend to a dance. I was devastated. Everyone saw me being dumped publicly at the disco. Everything's so dramatic when you're 17, so I poured it into the song. Maybe she didn't kiss him very well, that's why you gotta practice, I guess. In recent years, Linger has had a major resurgence among younger generations, uses a sound on TikTok over 240,000 times. It is also featured in popular TV shows like Love Story and The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's probably why it got really popular, because of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Often used to convey the fragile yearnings and anxious aching of falling in love. There have also been countless remixes, with Mexican singer Brady in the latest to transform the track, this time with a Spanglish twist. I want to listen to that version. Brady. I'm gonna search that later and listen to it myself. But what is it about the song in particular that makes it, linger on social media feeds and collective playlists? You only need to turn on the TV or scroll through social media to know that the 90s nostalgia wave is everywhere. From the seemingly endless reboots of popular franchises to TikTok trends asking people to share pictures of themselves from the decade. The same 90s mania has taken over music, with Britpop band Oasis making headlines with their sold-out reunion tour last year, and streaming data showing an upward swing for nostalgic hits like Iris and No Scrubs. I don't need no scrubs. Although trends have always been cyclical like this, younger people's desires to immerse themselves in the past feels more significant now because the present sucks ass, probably. In a digital age, the 90s continues to be a bridge to simpler times. Iris is a good song, Z. You're completely right. Before the internet, social media and artificial intelligence were all-consuming. Linger also taps into the mood of the times, its tender reflections on unrequited love resonating with those stuck in contemporary dating minefield or a situationship and ghosting. Sometimes the best way to cope is romanticizing it all with a song and reminding ourselves that heartbreak is timeless, unfortunately, even if it feels more complicated now. Yeah, nobody's breaking up with you at the disco floor. Instead, they're breaking up with you live on TikTok or something. Linger was the first song the Cranberries wrote for their debut album. Everybody else is doing it, so why can't we? After the track was re-released in '94, it quickly topped global charts and became a decade-defining staple of alt rock. The band, which was founded in Limerick, that's right, they were found in the place called Limerick in 1989.
God.
Literally.
Oh my Lord.
I didn't plan this. The wheel is just on another level. Went on to produce 8 studio albums with notable hits including, of course, Zombie, Dreams, and Salvation. They disbanded in 2018 following the death of their lead singer Dolores O'Riordan, aged 40. Oh, she died at 46? Oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
This year marks the 30th anniversary of their third album, The Faithful Departed, while the band also recently uploaded unreleased scenes from their original Linger music video, some behind-the-scene content. Their dreamlike sound, infused with a Celtic wistfulness and O'Riordan's haunting vocals, remained unparalleled, although other artists continue to be inspired by them. These include Beach House, Florence and the Machine, and Taylor Swift. The singles August and Beautiful Highs have some similar atmosphere and ethereal melancholy. I wonder if Hayley Williams is also inspired by the Cranberries. I think she talked about it before. And so, while other relics of the 90s nostalgia are destined to come and go, the Cranberries' tunes will likely linger, blurring our tortured emotions into movie montage moments before a TikTok reel of an AI anthropomorphic fruit brings us back down to reality. Not the AI fruit stuff. Let's not talk about that.
Oh, God.
Linger is a bomb. Everyone can relate to Linger, no matter who you are, I think. You've always had your first kiss and you're like, I wish that lasted longer or forever. Oh, Miley Cyrus did a good cover of it. That's cool to know. That's the end of my story. Give us your limerick, Tommy.
Okay, so there once was a teen with a speaker who claimed Linger hit deeper and deeper. They'd whisper each line like it's their love on the line, turning heartbreak into a full-on feature. Thanks,
Good
AI.
job. That was amazing. That's a good point. We haven't been using the soundboard all today. You're the soundboard guy. My dad's the soundboard guy.
All right.
So good, thank you.
Nice.
That was
Yeah.
really
Job,
good.
ChatGPT.
Exactly. You
The
know
fact
what?
that she's
It's
the
about the
limerick.
delivery.
I actually used Claude. Thank you, Z.
The fact that she's from Limerick is like there's
And
leprechauns
Irish.
at work here.
Yeah.
Leprechauns are in charge of the wheel because you spun it twice
Yeah.
by act, right? That's just. I mean, the wheel does it anyway.
It's crazy.
Either
Okay, the
way,
next segue is
that's
going to be
spooky.
sarcasm from you, Dad. And Tommy, did you actually find a second story to talk about at all?
I did, but it's not a very serious
It's okay.
story.
It doesn't have to be.
Depending
We're
where you
serious. We're not serious here.
We're not. Yeah, we're
Um,
not very serious.
Okay, hang on. So,
I put you on the right screen.
So I gotta do what now?
Sarcasm.
Oh, that's easy.
so this is about the Birmingham bin strike that started
Okay.
in March last year.
Oh, all
The end
right.
of the Birmingham bin strike is within sight. After more than a year, the council leader has said. John Cotton said there has been a breakthrough in the dispute over jobs and pay. He said after months of frustration and delay, for the first time in over 12 months, a negotiated settlement to end the bin strike is now within sight. There has been a challenging and complex process, but after months of hard work on principles and parameters of a deal, I believe a new improved offer can be made and terms can be put in place that addresses the ballpark issues discussed at, I don't know what that is, ACUS, ACUS? The Unite members, that Unite members can agree in order to end the strike once and for all. And then there's a picture of like massive pile of bin bags on the street. Yeah, that's it.
That's serious.
Yeah,
That's
no,
some
that's
serious
stuff.
garbage recording there, man.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing people appreciate more about the government is when they can pick up the damn trash, you know? They don't care
Yeah.
where it goes. Even
No,
if it
I
goes
mean-
in West Texas in the middle of the desert. Like,
Yeah, this
in,
reminds me of
New York
a story.
City.
This might have been 2 years or 3 years ago, but Paris did the same thing. There was a huge strike, a huge, I guess, bin strike, as we're going to call it now. Paris was full of trash. It was smelly, and of course, all the tourists were not happy. So, and they're like, "Oh no, our tourism. I guess we should give them what they desire." I mean, do you know what they even asked for at the beginning? Tommy, you have any idea what they originally were
let me have a
even asking for? Maybe.
So, some members of staff are £8,000 worse off after
Yow.
they did some sort of new deal.
Oh,
So that's
so
why
they made a
that's
union
why
deal and then they lost money.
Yeah.
Man,
Income, I should say.
I don't know.
More than
The people that collect
350
your
workers.
garbage.
Ooh, 350
Yeah.
in just the city. Yeah.
I learned this in all the security briefings I ever got in my life, which is like 1,000. People that
What
go through
rubbish?
your garbage can blackmail you. So be careful when you piss off the
Yeah.
garbage collectors.
Exactly. That's a good point.
I hope you got somewhere to put your garbage. Better burn it, I guess. All your garbage.
All right, give me your sarcasm, I guess, and then we can go to
That
the
was
stay in history.
sarcasm. That was
Oh, that was though.
that was start to finish sarcasm.
You're permanently sarcasm.
I called it a garbage story. Which it was, right?
Yeah.
And there is some more sarcasm. There you go.
Trashy sarcasm.
There you go.
Yeah, Yin said, "What rubbish?" Of course, throw
Maybe.
that story in the
Rubbish.
bin. Everyone's telling jokes in
Bin.
chat as well.
Rubbish bin. I had to learn all
Rubbish.
them British words watching British television, man. That's fun. My
British
favorite one is
television's awful.
rubber's my favorite one. The word for an eraser. Can I borrow rubber? I don't want it back. I don't want it back.
That's a good one as well. Our next segue is associate, and it's this day in history, so it's all the stuff that
Oh, I gotta
happened
read
today.
something. Oh crap! I gotta
Yeah,
read.
I already got your
Last
mic drop
something.
moment. I've already slotted it in, so
That's
we're,
why I got
we're really ready to
Well,
go.
I got the big. All right, so it's very fitting again today. I wonder if it's National Limerick Day, and I didn't notice. Maybe that happened too. It's April 27th, right? Okay, it's 1296. King Edward I invaded Scotland, which led to the removal of the coronation of Stone of Scone.
No,
which,
they
we
stole
did
the
visit.
scone!
Yeah,
Scone.
it's supposed to be kept in. We visited in Perth.
Scone.
It's supposed to be in Perth. It's not there, man. We went to Perth and there's just some stupid rock there. This is supposed to be the stone. We don't know where
But
it
they
is.
stole it.
Okay,
Yeah, they
thanks a
stole
lot.
it and they didn't give it back, assholes.
No wonder William Wallace hated him. His actions inaugurated 250 years of bitter hatred, savage warfare, and bloody border forays. That's a lot of years. What is it, 17? We're all the way to the 17. Oh, yeah, until the last Jacobite thing. Next thing. 1521, Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan was killed during a fight with the inhabitants of Mactan Island in the Philippines.
Yeah!
They shrunk his head and put it on a post.
Colonizer
What's that?
got killed. Yay!
He's the first person to circumnavigate the globe, though, man.
Fuck the
Forget
Portuguese. No
Port-
offense, Z.
He wasn't necessarily a colonizer. He's more of a opportunist. 1759, author and activist Mary Wollstonecraft, who, in a vindication of the rights of a woman, was the first to advocate for British women's right to vote. Anyway, it's her birthday. She was born in 1759.
Woohoo! British women voting!
Woo! And she was burned as a witch. 1791, Samuel F.B. Morse, a painter, the inventor of the electric telegraph, and the creator of the Morse code, was born. So William F. the dash guy, he came up with that crap. If you ever wanted to learn how to read telegraph, which I'm so old, that was a thing when I joined the Marine Corps. Dash. I had to take one of those tests. I took 4 of those tests, failed it on purpose. I did not want to do that for a living. 1822, and especially if you're on a ship, who can understand telegraph? I'd be like, I'm me.
It's like doctors on a flight.
They will look at they will look in your service record. They got it there.
No.
Service record. Oh, looks like you got telegraph training. You get to sit there, and you're on a ship, so you're there all day going ... and you get one word wrong, and it's like, what the hell was that? No, not for me. So I failed it on purpose. I knew that right away. I was like, I ain't gonna do that crap for a living. I seen in the old westerns of a damn telegraph is one letter wrong, it changes the whole meaning. 1822, U.S. Grant was born. He defeated the Confederacy in the Civil War. He was the president from 1869 to 1877. A real good guy, but he didn't appoint people that were competent. he pointed people based on, I think, flattery more than anything else, right? Like Trump does. But it doesn't make him a bad guy. It just makes him a bad bureaucrat. 1828, the London Zoo opened at the Regent's Park. 1865, the worst maritime disaster in U.S. history. Occurred when a boiler exploded in the overloaded steamship of the SS Sultana as it sailed the Mississippi River. These are the early days of steam power, which didn't last too much longer anyway, killing some 1,800 people, many of whom were former Union POWs returning from the Civil War. Well, I survived the war. Survived the war. They nearly starved me to death in Andersonville. I weigh 7 pounds, but at least I'm going home to my wife and kids. Nope, you're not going home to anything. Yeah, it's really sad, man. You survived war, just a guy like that.
I mean, they didn't say it was the worst tragedy. They did say it was the worst tragedy.
You know what? I don't even know what my ancestor, James Thomas, became him in the Civil War, and he wasn't. Oh no, he wasn't a Union POW. He was a Confederate POW. He was on the wrong side. He was on the losing side. He probably just ran away. This ain't going good. He just disappeared one day. Nope, not to be found. I do know he was taken prisoner twice and field promoted at the first sergeant, and wounded. 1960, after several years as an autonomous republic at the French Union, the West African country of Togo became independent, or Togo, and that is where my African DNA is from, according to Ancestry. Although that one marker I got is from Africa, and that little part, my brother has other markers from Africa, so it's a weird thing. I have African ancestors for sure. 1961. I mean recent African ancestors. I don't get into paleontology. Sierra Leone, which for years had been a British colony and protectorate, achieved independence. 1961, right before I was born. They seen me coming. Sir Milton Margai served as the country's first prime minister. Yeah, Sierra Leone. Sounds like they should have a Sir Milton in charge, right? Sir Milton sounds like the guy's going to serve you tea. You know, hey, I'm having tea with Sir Milton today. But he's the leader of Sierra Leone. Where is Sierra Leone? It's a colony. I think it's in Africa, right?
Yes, it is an African country.
Yeah, so there you go. But the prime minister, obviously, well, maybe Milton Margai was a black guy. He just happened to have Milton for a first name. That can happen, right? 1981, the Xerox Star personal.
It's right next to the Ivory Coast in Liberia. It's next to Liberia, Ivory Coast. There.
The Xerox, on this day, the Xerox Star personal computer debuted. Developed by Xerox PARC, and it included the first mouse sold to consumers. The mouse had been invented by Douglas Engelbart decades earlier in 1963, when he built a device which carved wood casing and a button to navigate a display screen. He got the patent, but it didn't have a whole lot to do with computers. Anyway, this is the first mouse for a computer in 1981, when I was still in high school. And I was using, the computer I had to use in high school was a shared computer. It was at the University of Wisconsin. They had a bunch of different campuses. So we just shared a computer through the phone lines, and it would only print out what we were doing. We played golf, we played a lot of golf, and we played a lot of Oregon Trail.
Of course.
Oregon Trail. Yep. I starved to death every time. Yep, every time. Because what would happen is I would play it after school between if I was doing something after school, so I ended up playing it after school in the computer room, and I would just starve to death on purpose just to get out of there, right? Otherwise, and I always make it to like Idaho or something and just starve to death. Yeah. It was, yeah, you were wiped out because you had no ammunition. Shit. All right, so next. Yeah, it's because I just blew it all off for some reason. Where the hell was I? Damn it. 1992, Betty Bothroyd became the first woman to be elected Speaker of the House of Commons. We're all about English news. This is Britannica, right? They are Anglo-centric.
British, yeah.
A Labour Party politician, and they spell Labour with a U, and over in our favorite island, a West Midlands constituency. She held the post until 2000. Well, I did not know that. She was the first in 2000. So they had a prime minister before they had a woman speaker of the House of Commons. The reverse of the United States, we had a woman speaker 15 years ago. 2007, of course, Britain had it in 1992. In 2007, conductor and musician Mstislav Rostropovich, one of the world's most acclaimed cellists of the 20th century, died at the age of 80. Place him at that. 2014, Pope John Paul II was canonized by Pope Benedict XVI. He was put on the facts track. Usually you got to be dead for like 200 years. And I was like, we're just going to do this the Quickie Mart way. A couple years after you die, you get to be a saint. You're already a saint. Again, I don't know what the rules are. They seem completely nebulous to me. Pick your favorite invisible man and cheer for him, I guess. 1810, Beethoven writes the world's most recognizable piano composition. Yes, it was. What was it called?
Fifth? Dun, dun,
I'm just
dun,
saying 18.
Should be the fifth.
No, piano composition. Piano. Ludwig van Beethoven shared his feelings in a beautiful piano piece called Fior Elise, but it wasn't known to the world until 1867, decades after he died, when a scholar found it. So play it. Play it on bass. The Elise in Beethoven's dedication was either there. We don't know if Elise was a real person. Okay, anyway. Our feature biography, Coretta Scott King, widow of Martin Luther King, who, well, she's not a widow anymore. She was born April 27th of 1927. She would be 99, her happy 99th birthday. She died January 30th, 2006, age of 78, in Rosarito, Mexico. It's just south of San Diego, a big old party spot. So yeah, that's just south of Tijuana. It's one of them places back before you need a passport, you'd lose your weekend there. And I knew lots of Marines and Navy guys because I was stationed in San Diego. I was in Rosarito. I don't know how I got back.
And I'm missing a kidney.
Just they sleep on the floor. Or something like that. Usually it stopped at Tijuana, but if you wanted some peace and quiet and you didn't want to be harassed by everybody, you go farther. So back in the days, you didn't need a passport to get to Mexico. Boy, I miss those days. Featured birthdays today, Herbert Spencer, British philosopher. I don't know if she's related to Diana Spencer or not. Might be. 1822, Ulysses S. Grant. We did that one. Coretta Scott King. Casey Kasem, American disc jockey and voice of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. It's his birthday.
Really?
Born in 1932.
That's pretty cool.
He passed away a few. Yeah.
Cool.
I remember when I was a kid. He was also the voice of somebody else in one of the other cartoons. I forget. It's slipping my mind.
Hanna-Barbera
But he did
cartoon.
They did American Top 40 every week, and when I was in my
I had no idea he was
formative
a
years.
DJ. Yeah.
Long distance dedicated. I used to be able to do a pretty good Casey Kasem. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the sky. There you go. And William Alexander, King of the Netherlands. He was born in 1967.
That's right. It is King's Day today. Nobody had to work today in the Netherlands. I should have worn orange. I can put. No, we get to eat the cake. We get Tom Poos. We get to eat Tom Poos for his birthday. Delicious.
And hopefully none of his brothers are on any lists that we're going to hear about, right? Right?
I don't know. Do he have any brothers? I don't know, actually.
Oh, God. Maybe he just had them exterminated. Isn't that what... never mind. Willem, as they call him in the Netherlands. They call him Willem. Of course, William of Orange was your William the First of, right? Remember him? He was Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch king of
of course,
UK.
Your next king's going to be a William too. Haha, you got a William coming. Maybe he's good. I don't know. I don't know what a king has to do other than not screw little kids. I mean, that's basically it.
That's what the brother did.
Yeah, I'm saying not screw little kids. It's like the only requirement.
Oh, okay,
like, hands off. Like, check IDs. Are you 18? All right, I can at least flirt with you, right? And I won't get arrested. It's creepy, but at least it's legal. Yeah.
And if they have a fake ID, that's not your fault, because then it's their fault for lying to you.
When you're talking about, your story is about CEO pay, but this is just an extension of it. How much is enough for these assholes? Apparently nothing, right?
Yeah.
Apparently nothing. Just nothing's enough. They want Roman-type debauchery from Caligula. That's what they want. So, anywho, there's your... Sorry, I'm done doing the stories. I got to do this National Day calendar. It's National
For the U.S.
Gummy Bear
specifically.
Day, National
Bears.
Devil Dog Day, National Tell a Story Day,
I remember Devil Dog
National
Day.
Prime Rib Day. Devil Dog is a dessert.
Prime ribs today for dinner. Wow, that's crazy. Not even planned. Yeah.
Wow, you have a leprechaun in your house. National Babe.
I'm gonna go enter the lottery.
National Babe Ruth Day. And National Babe Ruth, if you know who he is, he's a baseball player, American baseball player who's really, really big. He ate a lot and drank a lot, and he hit a lot of home runs. And he probably would polish off an entire prime rib, like the whole thing. And then go hit 3 home runs and pitch a no-hitter. He was a Shohei Ohtani of his day. National Tell a Story Day. Did that already, so that's everything. Gummy
so
bears,
much
which I
today.
love.
Yeah.
Devil Dog looks like an ice cream sandwich, so I'm not even going to bother with that. Just listen, I'm a devil dog myself, because that's what they call Marines, and that's what the Germans in World War I called the Marines at Bellowoods. This is my Marine Corps history coming back. I was drilled into my brain. At Bellowoods in World War I, the French called the Marines devil dogs, or Teufelhunden. Teufelhunden translates to devil dogs. So there's your stupid little Marine Corps history on everything for Tell a Story Day on April 2026 on Before Gummy Bears, Devil Dogs, Prime Rib, and just for hell of it, Babe Ruth. Have a Baby Ruth bar. There you go.
Babe Ruth has a bar. Yeah, I don't know if they still exist, but it is a candy bar.
That was actually named after.
Well, I mean, I guess that's my
daughter.
associate right there. What's your favorite candy bar?
There you go.
Candy bar
Oh.
has to be a mound. I just love coconut, so I love mounds myself.
I love a Heath bar, but it sticks in my teeth, right?
Oh yeah, that's
It's
true.
got that hard coffee in the middle. But I love it, man. I don't care.
What's your favorite
Stick to my
candy
teeth.
bar, Tommy?
To be honest, I don't really have one. Like, I prefer like a nice plain dark chocolate, maybe with a bit of orange in. I don't really know a brand for it.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
I love
like
orange.
a Jammy Dodger. Not
Yeah,
Jammy
orange.
Dodger. The
No,
other
not-
one. The orange one.
Yeah,
called.
dark chocolate is definitely.
Orange,
dark chocolate
dark
definitely
chocolate,
has. It's definitely better for you, for sure.
Hmm.
I don't think milk chocolate is what they put everything in the United States just to stretch.
I don't
the
really
dollar.
like milk chocolate, to be fair.
No, I love
before I
dark
became
chocolate,
vegan, I
too.
didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Dark chocolate
it's
is the
acquired
best.
taste like anything else. Yeah, it's acquired taste. Plus, you're vegan, and you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
the milk.
Exactly.
Z
Even if
says
it comes
Babe
from
Ruths do
almond.
still exist because his grandmother still buys them. So wherever Z's in Boston, probably. They still exist in Boston.
I will. I just like all candy bars. I guess more Snickers I've eaten than anything. So.
Yeah. No, Snickers
Although when I
are
was a
good.
kid, I could go to the store with $1, which I made digging worms and selling to fishermen. Because this is Wisconsin, there's lakes everywhere. In the summertime, you just dig worms, put up a sign, worms for sale. People pull in your yard, give you $1 for a can of worms, drive off. Easy business. Didn't really have to work. The worms, digging worms, I worked anyway, right? I was always free labor. Anyway, so I didn't have a bike, so I'd walk the mile to the store, take my $1, get 10 candy bars. 10 candy bars for $1. And big ones still,
Damn.
like the big Hershey bars, like that. The Hershey bars were that big.
Our future has been stolen from us, Tommy.
That's where my teeth went. This is my
Oh, me and Z
juvenile
both
teeth
like the
went all that.
mounds. Me and Z both like the mounds. Okay, that's good to know, Z. And also, Z
yeah.
likes Heath bars too, actually, and Kit Kats. Okay.
I used to like Kit Kats. They did the
Because
vegan
of-
Kit Kat for a while, but they don't do it anymore. They
It
discontinued
has
it.
like 50 million different flavors too. Like, you can find
I like
all
everything
sorts
else,
of
they
flavors in
shrunk
Kit
it.
Kat.
They
Yeah.
shrunk it till it's like
Shrunkflation.
$4 for a mini
Yep.
Kit Kat. Oh boy, what the hell? Let me get some gold here.
All
While I'm
right,
at it.
to finish
I don't
off the
understand
show.
price.
Finish off the show. I forgot to do this on Friday probably because my voice was dying, but it was also International Delegates Day on Saturday. So those are the people who go to those government conferences and say, "Hey, I'm here to represent people. Listen to me. I have opinions." And it was also World Malaria Day on Saturday. So celebrating getting rid of malaria. You know, killing mosquitoes, getting your vaccines. I know, like we've been talking about it the last 3 years, countries who have actually completely eliminated malaria from their country. So keep on doing that hard work. On Sunday was International Chernobyl Disaster Remembrance Day, because unfortunately that is when it blew up and not only killed all those workers there, but also caused the entire area to be returned back to nature in a way.
And in Ukraine, don't forget that they're constantly getting bombed.
Yep. Don't forget about Ukraine. It was also World Intellectual Property Day, which is, you know, I have stuff and it's mine. You can't. I'm copywriting it, and you can't steal it from me. Otherwise, I'm going to sue you. It's still World Immunization Week. Yes, I sent the video to Tommy. You got the video on your Discord, DM, right, Tommy?
What have I got to do with the video? What?
When I say, and here is our mic drop, you just press play. We're just going to all watch it together. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me load up.
You may have seen this. You may have seen this. It's a clip.
Yeah. And today, there's nothing for today, but it is still World Immunization Week until Thursday. So keep on getting those vaccines, guys. They do work. And they do keep not only you safe, but everyone else around you safe, your children safe, your babies. A lot of babies can't get vaccines until like 6 weeks or something. So it's science. Believe scientists, believe medical professionals. I have nothing else to say about this topic. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands, Roger from the US, and Tommy from the UK as we finish off, starting a new week of news here on Mucking Fonday. We'll be back tomorrow without Tommy with Good Tuesday, in which we'll have some good news stories so you can have hope in humanity and the world. It's not all bad out there, guys. There's good stuff happening out there. So hope to see you there for that. Thank you, everyone who was here for the stream. If you're not subscribed to the Before Coffee podcast channel on YouTube, please do that because we're trying to spread our anti-AI news out there. We're real people with stupid opinions, and we want people to know about them, okay? So subscribe to the Before Coffee podcast channel on YouTube. Thank you, everyone who's already following, already subscribed, and of course, our Before Coffee supporters on Patreon. And here is our mic drop moment.
Yes. Or limerick.
Of course, I didn't make our pictures for this.
Spot of blood in my spittle yesterday morning. Would I be concerned?
Well, I'm not a doctor, sir. If it's just specks...
This is King George, Queen Elizabeth's father.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. I remember this.
Gets right to the back of the throat.
From The Crown.
Cold weather. That's what I thought.
This is like the first episode, right? She becomes the queen at the end of the episode.
The very first episode, when he finds out he gets cancer and stuff. But this is one of them. He loses. He has a terrible stuttering problem. And they had to calm him down with limericks.
Sorry, sir. Nearly there.
Doing it on purpose.
No, sir, we're not going to let something...
You're doing it on purpose.
Agitate us, are we?
He gets very frustrated.
No, thank you, James. Sir, eyes front. Chin up.
I love this actor, by the way. He's in a lot of good stuff.
Enjoyed.
Playing the, I don't know what, his handler here.
She sat on the lap of a well-endowed chap.
Here's a limerick, yeah.
Right up my alley. That's good.
Right up my alley.
That's my name.
He does one.
Right.
Limericks are supposed to be funny and kind of tongue-in-cheek. I mean, they're Irish. That's Irish always being really funny.
You may think it odd when I say that despite her high station, rank and education...
Your Majesty.
She always spelled...
They always got to be dirty. Limericks are meant to be dirty, actually.
Shall we?
I never
I
heard
wish I
those
could
two, but
be-
they're pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
If his subjects only knew, he was telling dirty limericks the whole time.
Well, that's the.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.